out there in YouTube land. Rival here. Thanks for stopping by. As you can see, we're in a slightly different location this time around, but I still got a good old-fashioned knife review or knife overview for you. This time it's on the Defiant 7 Hyrax. So Defiant 7 is a brand that was developed by Les George and Rob Thomas Damascus. So Rob Thomas Damascus, obviously famous for many different Damascus patterns that you guys see, very premium steel, very premium stuff. But they also have a Midtech shop and have produced a few things, collaborations with a few other makers. So that's what they did this time around. And the result is this here, the Hyrax. Now they also have another model, I forget off the top of my head what it is, starts with a K, which is an interesting piece. Haven't been able to get my hands on that, but I got this in a trade, so I figured we'd do a quick look at it. So what you're looking at is a 3.3 inch blade, full titanium, 3D milled frame lock. Now this one has the Les George custom clip on it. It was purchased through him as opposed to being purchased on Knife Center. Most of them come with just a plain stonewashed clip, but it is just a titanium spring clip. As you can see, it's got blue anodized polished pivot as well as standoffs. That's pretty awesome. But I mean, really, the show point for this particular knife is that 3D milled frame. I apologize if things are a bit jittery. I'm on a completely different setup this time around out in my workshop. So, but yeah, I mean, you can see that kind of like a double starburst pattern, one emanating from the pivot, the other from this area down here on the pommel or the handle. So it makes for like a nice, not only a nice aesthetic, but a good grip style pattern as well. There is some pretty significant milling on the inside. I don't know if you can see the pockets. I'm trying to focus, but it's not liking me. You can kind of see the outlines of the pockets there, but we're still looking at a 4.5 ounce blade. Excuse me, sorry. It is a CPM 154 blade. It's almost like mirror polished and then stone washed, so you can see some pretty good reflection. And then when you get up close, there is a nice stone wash on it. So as far as being able to still hide scratches and whatnot, but have that nice slick, slippery feel of that mirror polish. So pretty nice aesthetic overall. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to like about this knife. It felt initially to me like a bigger, updated, almost like a special edition version of the Zero Tolerance 900, which has a similar handle shape. This is obviously a bit bigger though, with a 3.3 inch cutting edge. I'll put the actual full spec list down below, like the overall length and all that jazz. I can't remember off the top of my head, but to give you a little comparison of things that folks might be familiar with, that's a 5.62 Zero Tolerance 5.62 up top there, and it is, you know, it's coming in about a pinky width on each side, maybe a little less shorter than that. So it's a smaller, thinner carry than this guy. It is a little bit wider and bigger. So this is a 3.25 inch blade, the Zero Tolerance 450. But I mean, it's just a hair longer on that end. You know, even if we line them up, here we go. I got a measuring pad on here. Let's line them up. We'll put both tips on that end. You're coming out about the width of an index finger shorter. Other than that, I mean, you're pretty substantially close. So as far as pocketability goes, as far as EDC goes, this definitely is going to fit the bill for a lot of folks. It's got a nice deep hollow grind as well, so it's going to make it a good slicer. Now, I have not carried this. I can tell you off the bat, the knife is not quite for me personally. But having an opportunity to get it in hand, do a little overview video, maybe trade it off for some other knife channel related things, that's likely what I'm going to do. But it does have good action on caged bearings. The flipper is well developed. There's no jimping or anything, unfortunately. So for you guys that have issues with slippery flippers, I mean, I've seen several people put out flippers and then just kind of leave it smooth, and I mean, shit, that's almost polished. So it's slick, but you get you can purchase on it. You just kind of figure it out. Actually, light switching with kind of the meat of your finger on the top seems to be the best way. You can push button it if you really want to fire it out. But the action is good. It's smooth and strong. I mean, the frame lock, it does not have any... and sorry for the technical difficulties. The frame lock does not have any steel inserts or anything, but it is at a good, I would say 50%. Good geometry, no issues with stick. I can't tell if it's carbidized or not, but it feels great. So I really don't think that that's an issue, at least definitely not for the version that I have. I mean, its center's great. If I can move my fat hand out of the way. There you go. And then the edge is definitely came out of the pouch sharp. So all in all, it's a good package. Price it's a bit high on this guy. You're looking at $550 at Knife Center as of the day that I put this out. But if you could find one, on second hand, on turnover or something like that, that's going to drive that price down a little bit. But for a Midtech knife, that's about the going rate. If you want to debate whether they are or are not Midtech knives, that I wouldn't want to even get involved with, because I couldn't tell you whose hands are on them, but they are definitely when you see them advertised, they do include phrases like hand finished, handmade. So I have no doubt that some of the great folks at Rob Thomas Knives are. Rob Thomas Damascus are hand finishing these knives. I mean, they are very premium quality. I mean, the action is amazing on them. It's very smooth, very strong, very consistent, very easy to flip out. So that overall is extremely nice. For those of you who love those Les George designs, this is definitely a classic Les George handle shape, as well as a blade shape. With that nice drop point and swedge on top. So, I mean, you're getting a lot of things that you would expect and enjoy in a Les George knife. The 3D milling allows for a rounded 3D contour that is extremely comfortable in the hand. I wear a size medium glove, so you can see it fills out my hand just about perfectly. All in all, it's a really nice offering. The only downside for me is I'd like just a straight heavy stone wash, like a blasted and stone washed, or maybe even acid washed blade finish. That's me personally. Other than that, I mean, there are real no downsides, just whether or not that design trips your trigger. That's about all I have for this particular blade. We'll have more videos coming up in the pipe, so like, subscribe. Thanks for